this become a movie?
So several years back, maybe before COVID, way back, Ori met me when I was giving free lecture on entrepreneurship, and we talked about doing a movie downstream. Then just before COVID, he said, I got to do the movie on you and Terry. And he spent about 6 months badgering us into doing that. And he started it just literally about a couple of weeks before they shut down, everything in COVID.
So, of course, that meant that we never thought it was going to get done. And then, let me think, then by the time COVID was finished, the guy originally picked to play Rob was no longer available. But then they found this guy that looks exactly like what Rob looked like back then.
I was going to ask you about him, Martin Delaney.
Yeah.
What is it in him that resembles you or that you maybe approve of?
Well, first of all, he looks like me, so that's what I more or less look like back when I was in my 40s, so late 30s. So it's uncanny for me to look at him. Plus, he has sort of the frantic energy, bouncing around that I exhibited back then, sort of a passion to get things done. And he really captured that extremely well, I thought.
And people who knew Rob back then have also commented, wow, that Martin nailed Rob as far as the character.
We made auditions in England looking for American-speaking, English-speaking actors, and Martin Delaney was one of them. And I liked him very much because he has something in his eyes representing the figure that I was thinking about. And I was not regretting for a moment because this is a really amazing actor doing amazing job representing 100% Rob Bryan, my hero. And, the rest is the history. We have the movie.
How did the film end up in Serbia?
It's an indie film. We cannot spend millions of dollars. When you want to try to start working in the United States, you have unions, you have a lot of costs that you cannot do that. So we found where we can make a good movie, high quality, in a limited budget. And we're looking in Panama, we're looking in Romania, Hungary. In Serbia, they're not just giving you a good price, they're even giving you grants to do that. So, but we have a problem with Serbia, it's not Silicon Valley. So with the good people, we made it. It looked like US, it looked like Silicon Valley. We were grabbing all Europe to find the right computer, the right cars. The real car that our hero used when he was in US, everything is by the book. And they are all British actors speaking American, Bronx English. And so the details are very, very important to us, and we get a lot of compliments about that.
The movie really resonated with me because I was in the technology business at the same time Rob was founding Ascend. And I was at Apple as a chief financial officer and board member, in Pixar as a board member. And I've dealt with a lot of entrepreneurs, of course, some of the greatest of all, including Steve Jobs. But nevertheless, this movie, I think, is so good for people to watch. All kinds of people who are trying to start their own business. It doesn't matter if it's technology or not, but what it means, what it takes to, really put yourself out there and sacrifice and work hard, and some of the challenges that come with that territory. It's not easy. It doesn't just happen to everybody. Rob, was incredibly successful, and he deserves the recognition for what he did.
You've met a lot of these types of entrepreneurs and tech guys.
Yeah.
What is one or two things that they all possess?
What a question. Well, look, I was very fortunate. I started working in Silicon Valley in the 70s all the way through the early 2000s. So I worked for some of the best of the best. Steve Jobs for almost 30 years, Gordon Moore at Intel, Ken Oshman at Rome, Scott McNeely at Sun, and others, okay? And the thing that resonated, that's very common with the people who create these great companies, is they have a very, very powerful vision. They believe in it 1,000%. They drive hard. Nothing stops them. They won't take no for an answer. They better be right, because they get so determined to go down the path that they've chosen that if they're wrong, of course, we never talk about them. But most of them, I've been fortunate enough to know the ones who were right. And you look at somebody like Steve Jobs, who was right several times in different industries. So what they do is, they're very hard, though, with people. They're very difficult. They're very demanding. They expect perfection. And it's, you know, it's a whole different world being around people like that. So, and that's pretty much universal with these successful entrepreneurs. And by the way, I would add one other thing. None of them have been in it for the money. It's not the money. If you're after just the money, you got the wrong objective. If they believe in something bigger than that.
What is it that you think would you wish the audiences to get out of this film?
You know, one thing is, several things. Perseverance. Without perseverance, you're not going to go very far, because nothing goes up and to the right? Everything is an up and down. Second, humility. You know, you got to keep your head on your shoulder. Don't think you're the cat's meow. Some people get a big head. You see a lot of people that get a big head. And, you know, try to treat others as you would be treated. And if you do those things, you can manage and lead people. And, you know, if you see an opportunity, go for it. You know, opportunities knock on a lot of doors, but most people just walk on right by. They don't open the door.
And Terry, how is it being married to this guy and be a partner in crime?
Well, for the first about 25 years of our marriage, we've been married 55 years now, but for the first 25 years, I would say that I had to run to keep up with him walking. But I finally learned to keep up with him.